Yeah. Hi, Neil.
Yeah.
I had to drink some extra coffee because I'm freezing and I had to take a bucket shower. Okay, let's stand up. I had to boil the water on the stove today to get the low. Okay, let's start standing up. Just finding your feet underneath you. Feel where your body is today. Just notice, does it feel tight? Do you feel like you're shifting weight to one side? Where are you at to start the class? Because we're going to sort that all out while we're here. Ground down through your feet, pressing the big toe mound down, pinky toe, heel down. Find that lightness in your arch, which is going to let all that energy come up between the inner thighs into your pelvic floor, starting to activate through your abs, letting your hip bones be in line with your glute bones, softening your rib cage down into your body, letting the collarbone widen, reaching your fingertips to the floor. So just start to widen through the chest, shining the heart forward. Take a nice big inhale up. And exhale. Inhale up. Exhale to roll over to your toes and maybe soften the knee and start to take a little stretch there. Loosening up in the hamstrings, let your neck be long, head heavy, and then begin to walk out to your plank. Find your plank for a moment and then walk back to your toes. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Walk out to your plank, engage those abs, and walk back to your toes. 1 more time. Walk back, holding it at your plank. Now take it back to the toes. This time you're gonna widen the feet an extra 2 inches open, so about as wide as your shoulders. Bend the knees and roll yourself up to stand and then sitting back into your squat. Hinge at the hips and come up and squeeze the glutes, pushing the hips back, come up and squeeze. So you're grounding through those heels, but press your big toe mound down. But find a little lightness in your toes maybe, so you're not leaning into your toes, you're pushing your hips back. For 4, draw the abs in, reach the booty back. 2, hold this last one down, and then we do our pulses. Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears, lengthen out of your fingertips. Come a little lower, draw the abs in for 5, 3, 2, hold, come 1 inch lower. Hands to the mat, walk back out to your plank, hold here, draw the abs in, and then into your downward dog. Lift your sits bones high. And run your knees out here, taking this stretch. And then rounding your spine forward into your plank, getting that flow going, and then roll your hips up into your downward dog. Inhale, exhale, roll forward into your plank and into your downward dog. 1 more time like that. Forward to your plank. Take it to your downward dog. Hold for a moment. And then extend your right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip to just stretch out through your right side body. So open up that oblique before we tighten it back up. We're going to find a little opening here. And then square your hips. Just take your right foot forward in between your hands and rotate your right arm up to the sky just to get a little twist and opening. Breathe. And then bring your hand back down to the mat. Step back into your plank. Take it to downward dog. Take the left leg up to the sky, bend the knee, open the hip, stretching out your left side oblique. So really let the hip open. So not worrying about form as much here as if you would in yoga, because I want the weight of the leg to really reach open through that left side. And then square the hips, step your left foot through, lengthen your left arm up to the sky. Take a little opening here. And then bring that hand back down. Step back to your plank, hold. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. Step the right foot in so your knee is hovering above the floor. Step your left foot in. The knees are both hovering. Step your right foot back out. Step your left foot back out. Step your left foot in. Step your right foot in. Step left out, right out. Right in, left in, out, out. 1 more. We're going to be back in our plank. Hold here, slide the shoulders away from the ears. And then bend both knees, bring them down to the mat, rounding into your cat stretch. And then into your cow. And into your cat. And into your cow. And into your neutral spine. Let's draw those abs up and in and extend your right arm and your left leg at the same time. And bring the hand of the knee right back down. Left arm, right leg. So moving opposite arm, opposite leg, but being aware that your abs are the first to initiate the activation. As the arm extends, slide the shoulder away from your ear. As your leg extends, engage the glute. Let's do one more like that, both sides. Trying not to let your pelvis shift side to side, but starting your abs to work. Hold the right arm, left leg long. Grab your spine for the knee and the elbow to touch 5 times. Pull in and extend. Drop in, extend. 2. And last one, extended hold. Stay there for a moment and then float the right foot up off the mat, balancing on your knee. And then hand and knee right back down. Left arm, right leg. Around your spine, the knee and the elbow touch. Extend, pull in, extend. For 3, you go right back to neutral. 2, get longer each time. Last one, extended hold, left foot floats up off the mat, bouncing on your knee. And then hand and knee right back down, into your cat, and into your cow. And back to neutral, roll the toes under, draw the abs in, back to your knee, hover. Shift your weight slightly forward, pull the abs in, and hold the hover. Hold for 5. 4, can you draw your low abs in? Pull the pelvic floor up, and then let the knees go back down. Let's come back into that. Make sure the eye of the elbow is facing forward. Float the knees up by drawing the abs in. Shift your weight slightly forward. Micro bend the elbows back and straighten. Bend and press. Bend. So just a little start into the triceps. One more. Knees down. Press back. Child's pose. Take a breath there. Let the knees be wide. Drop your chest to the floor. Let the arms lengthen a little further forward. Got some heat building, so it's time to take the sweatshirt off. And then roll yourself all the way up and then come all the way out onto the floor. So you're gonna lay yourself on the mat, fold the forearms together, and relax everything down. Melt everything down into the mat. So first just let go, and then notice where your hip bones and pubic bone are. Start to draw your belly button up into your spine. Try to let the shoulders relax, and then we'll float the right leg up off the mat. So everything else is staying pretty chill. You draw the abs in, engage the glute, and then lower the leg. Left leg lift. And lower. Shoulders relax. Right leg lift. Get longer, and then left leg lift. One more single leg by engaging the glute to lift the leg. Shoulders relaxing. And then we'll float both legs up. Draw the abs in, float both legs. And lower. Inhale, exhale, abs in, lift both legs. And lower. One more time, we'll lift and hold. Circle the legs away from each other. They're gonna go out, up, and around. Up, up, and around. Long legs. Feeling the glutes engage. Pulling the abs up off the mat. And then reverse your circle. Circling it back. Shoulders relax. And last one, bend the knees, flex the feet, and pull the heels towards your bum. So your heels are pushing up to the sky as you float the thighs up and lower. Lift and lower. Press up and hold. So we lift, squeeze the glutes. Trying to keep the length in your lumbar spine. No compressing in your low back. For 3. And last one, hold it up, tiny pulses up, press up. Shoulders relax for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold, lengthen your legs long on the mat and shake your pelvis out. Keep your forehead attached to your forearms. Draw the abs in, keep your hip bones and pubic bone pressing down to the mat, relax the shoulders, and then float the upper body an inch or 2 off the mat. And lower it down. So thinking lengthening out of your pelvis, not just about the height, and lower. 2 more like that. Lift. And down. 1 more, and then lift. Hold. Lengthen the arms in front of you and then pull your elbows to touch your sides. Reach the arms up forward. Your legs are still on the mat. Pull the elbows in. So we're lengthening, we're not compressing lumbar. One more. Fold or take the arms forward and then fold them back together. Relax everything down, shake it all out. We're gonna come into our swim here. So we'll lengthen the arms long to the front. Grab a hold of the floor for a moment and pull the floor towards you so you feel how your lats already start to activate. Draw the abs in and we'll float arms and legs up off the mat. And then start to swim, swimming it out. Slide the shoulder blades down away from the ears. Get a little bit longer. Draw the abs in for 5. 4, long neck. 3, 2, and lower everything down. Gently press yourself to your child's pose. Take a breath. Breathing into your back, creating space between the ribs. Take 2 big inhales and exhales there. And then you'll roll yourself up. And we'll come to grab our band or ring or whatever you have. And meet on your booty. With the legs long. So arms long, out to the front. Sitting up super tall, draw the abs in, wide through the collarbone, press out into the band, and just press out. And if you're pressing in, that's fine. So whatever you have. First, we're just sitting up tall to do this. Slide the shoulders away from the ears for 5. So you're still pulling your abs in though. You're lifting up out of your pelvic floor for our good posture. Hold, lengthen the arms above your head. Slide the shoulder blades down and just press out and out. Reach your fingertips longer to the sky. Can your biceps be right next to your ears? For 5, good. 4, 3, 2, last one. Reach the arms back forward and then roll your body back halfway. Rounding halfway back and then come up to sit. Inhale, exhale, halfway back, pulling the abs in and come up to sit. Halfway back and hold on this next one. Relax the legs, draw the abs in, so the shoulder blades down and they'll pull apart. Or push in, whatever you've got. Try to relax the legs so they're not doing all the work. Pulling the belly in for 5. And last one, lengthen the arms above the head, slide the shoulder blades away from the ears and pull apart here. Lift up out of your pelvic floor. Draw the abs in for 3, 2, last one, sit up tall. Twist your torso over to the right. So keep your pelvis still, keep your legs still. Spiral your rib cage around a little more and then do a tiny hinge back. Little hinge, it's not a big movement because we're keeping the spine long and then reach back up to the sky. Slide the shoulder blades down. Twist over to left. Spiral your spine or your rib cage around your spine and then do a tiny tilt back to the back left corner. Reach back up tall. Sit up taller. Get your arms like you can touch the ceiling. Twist your rib cage around. Tiny hinge back or as far as you can go and then reach up. Twist without compromising your spine. Twist, get long, don't let your legs move, lengthen over, keep them as still as possible, and bring it back up. You got one more. Press out into the band or whatever you have. Twist your rib cage, twist a little more, and then hinge back on the diagonal. Come right back up to the sky, twisting over to the left, twist, 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 hinge, bringing it back up to the sky, this time dive over to your toes and take a stretch. Hooking the band around your feet or whatever you have, towel it can be, it doesn't have to be a band. And then hooking onto your right foot, let's come into our stretch so we can get loosened up before we go deeper into the abs. Roll down, taking that right leg up to the sky and just melt into the mat for a moment and just let your leg get used to being up. So don't pull too hard on it yet, just see where it's at, see what it's feeling like. Is your right back pocket staying down to the mat? Shoulders relax. Push your right sit bone away from you and start to maybe bend and straighten the knee a little bit. Each time, maybe you can come a little deeper into that hamstring stretch. And then maybe you can hold the legs straight. And maybe it comes back a little bit further with each breath. Let's take about 3 more breaths here. And maybe we can go a little deeper. But keep your pelvis heavy. So as you pull your leg back, push your bum down. 1 more breath here. And release that, bringing it to your toes, whatever you have, bring it to your toes so we can come in to our calf stretch. Toes pull down, heel pushes up. And point and flex, point and flex. So just getting some opening into the calf. And then hold the toes down and breathe. Shoulders relax. And then bring it back to the center of the foot. Spiral the thigh open and out to the side for inner thigh stretch. Shoulders relax. Maybe you can lengthen a little further out of that right inner thigh. Push through your heel, push your left hip down. So you get that opening through your pelvis. Maybe you need to bring your left hand onto your left hip to make sure it stays down, and you get a little longer for another breath here. And then we're gonna lengthen the leg up to the sky. Right back pocket stays on the mat as the leg comes a little bit over to the left. Maybe switch hands with the band, pushing your right hip away from you and anchoring the right back pocket to the mat. And breathe into the side of the leg. So not taking the leg so far that your booty lifts off the mat. So both booty cheeks press down. Shoulders relax. Try to lengthen out through that leg. Take 2 more breaths there. And then we're gonna melt into a spinal twist. So let the leg fall across the body, put the band or whatever you have to the side. And then looking over to your right hand. So keeping the shoulders on the mat and the leg falls any amount across the body. We'll extend the right leg back out, feeling how much longer it is than the left. Take the band in your hand, peel yourself up and over to your toes again. This time we'll catch onto the left leg so we can make that leg as long as the right. Roll it all the way down. And just breathe here. So just getting the hamstring used to coming into the stretch without really pulling on it. And then as it starts to feel good, maybe you add that bend and straighten of the leg to help get a little more length. Keep pushing your left back pocket down to the mat so the pelvis doesn't leave the mat as you pull your leg closer towards you. Maybe you can hold the leg straight. Make sure the knee is tracking straight back towards you so there's no twisting of the femur head in the socket. It comes straight back. Shoulders relax. And breathe. Let's take a couple more breaths here. So the hamstrings won't be gripping as we're doing our abs exercises. The quads won't be gripping, the hip flexors won't be gripping. And we'll release that, hooking it to the toes. And then we'll come into our calf stretch. Toes pull down, heel pushes up. And then when you're ready, you start to point and flex. So getting a little more length out of the calf. And then we'll hold the toes down towards your shin, pushing your heel to the sky. So make sure you're not just in your hamstring stretch. So that's why you can let your leg be a little bit lower so you can get into the calf. And then back to the center of the foot, spiral the thigh open out to the side, your inner thigh stretch. Pushing your right hip down to the mat so you can lengthen out of that left inner thigh. So your pelvis stays even and you just find that length in your thigh. Collarbones wide, shoulders relax. And we'll extend that leg back up to the sky, letting it come across the body, stretch to the side of the hip. Pushing your left hip away. Back pocket down. Breathing into the hip side of the leg. Take one more breath there. And then spinal twist, let the leg fall across the body in the opposite direction. And then we'll extend the legs back out to straight, shake them out so they're walking loose. Firm the back of the thighs down to the mat. Reach your hands up to the sky, wide through the collarbone. Inhale on your exhale. Let's press the hands towards the hips. Lift just the head, neck, and shoulders. So just lifting from your upper abs. See that your pelvis is in neutral and lower back down. Inhale, exhale. Lift just the head, neck, and shoulders. Press the back of the thighs down. Inhale, exhale. One more like that. Next time, we're going to float the right leg 1 inch up. So you lift the head, neck, shoulders, right leg goes 1 inch up without letting the pelvis move, and lower. Left leg. Inhale, exhale. Left leg comes 1 inch up. So as you're lifting, you're holding that line between your chin and your chest. You're not chin all the way down, but your head's not all the way back. So you have a great view of what's happening in your pelvis. And seeing, is your belly button pulling away from your gaze or your abs popping up? You want your abs to be sinking down and your pelvis not moving. One more each way. Exhale to get your abs even flatter. One more time, it's both legs. Inhale, exhale. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders, both legs. Lift a tiny inch off the mat. Pull the abs in, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower everything back down. Take one long stretch. Bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat, bring your hands down by your sides. A couple times to arch and imprint your spine, to release in your lumbar, and then melt into your neutral pelvis, allowing your hip bones to be in line with your pubic bone. Low back has its tiny bit of curve. Back bottom ribs press you down into the mat. Front ribs soften in. Collarbone is wide. Draw your belly in. Squeeze your pelvic floor to float your right leg into tabletop. If you need to, you also can put your hands on your pelvis to make sure all this is staying even. Bring your left leg up to meet it. So your abs are super active just by holding your legs there. Shoulders relaxed, collarbone is wide as you march your right toes to the front edge of the mat and float the leg back up. And then left. So smooth and controlled, starting off slow because you want your muscles just to be like, okay, this is where we're at today. We're engaging the transverse abdominis is working. You're lifting up out of your pelvic floor, and then we'll start to add more challenge. But first, just let the muscles be like, okay, this is what we're doing. And now, if you want, we're going to start to take it a little bit faster where we're going to pass the legs. We're going to go tap and tap. They're going to brush past each other. And if that feels like you're coming a little unstable in the pelvis, go back to slowing it down for 5. Pull your abs in. Breathe. Shoulders relax as your pelvis staying still. Last one each way like that. Flex your feet. Dip your right heel forward and drag it up. Left heel. So we slow it down again, just for the moment. Are you keeping your pelvis still? Are you lifting up out of your pelvic floor? Is the transverse abdominis working to help stabilize you here? Relax the shoulders. And we're going to start to take it a little bit faster with the heel flex. We're going to go switch and switch and switch. Draw your abs in for 5. Pull your belly a little bit deeper. Are your shoulders relaxed? 2. Last one. Let's bring it back to center. Hug your knees in, take a little stretch. And then legs back to tabletop, hands to the sky. Inhale, on your exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders up, reaching your fingertips as if they can touch the ceiling. And then extend your right arm backwards and bring it back up over your shoulder. Left arm backwards, up over your shoulder. One more, single arm, reach back. So one arm doesn't move, only one arm is moving. And then we're gonna reach opposite leg. So right arm, left leg, and center, and left arm, right leg. So make sure the hand is staying right up over your shoulder as if you're supporting the ceiling, and then the one arm goes backwards. So one hand is holding the ceiling up. One hand is never going forwards, Zena. Only right, backwards, backwards. Let's do 2 more each way. You're lifting from your upper abs. Draw your belly in. Slide the shoulders away from your ears. Last one. Return it to center and hug it all the way in. Let your head rock side to side. We'll bring the legs back up to tabletop. Hands back up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Press your hands towards your hips and extend your legs at a high diagonal. Pull the knees in, head down. Inhale, exhale. Exhale as you reach your arms, reach your legs, and back down. Let's hold this one up for the hundreds. Inhale, exhale. Hold till your legs are in parallel or they're in turnout and pump the arms. Inhaling for 5 and exhale. So if they're in parallel, you just keep thinking, pressing those thighs together. If they're in turnout, you go from the heels to press the inner thighs together. Your choice. Maybe the legs are up to the sky. Maybe the legs are hovering over the mat. Where do you feel like you're getting the most out of this? Inhale and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Big inhales and exhale. If it hurts your neck, you can always have your head on the mat. You also can have your legs in tabletop. They don't have to be extended, especially if your legs are super long. Inhales, big exhale. Inhale, little tap of the arms, exhale. One more set. Go inhale. Big, take the legs back up to the sky, hug the knees in, relax the head, let the head rock side to side. Let's relax the arms to the mat for the moment, legs back to tabletop, squeeze your thighs together. Draw the belly in, point the toes, and we're gonna let the toes dip forward, both legs now this time, both legs dip forward just a little bit, and then drag the legs back up. Dip the legs forward just a few inches, and then bring it up. So if that feels like it's too easy, then you take it a little bit further. Make sure your ribs aren't popping up. Make sure your abs aren't popping up. The moment your abs start to pop up, you're not into your transverse abdominis, and then you'll build your waistline to be thicker. Do you want to build it thinner or thicker? We want to build it stronger. It's not about what it looks like. It's about being strong and stable to support you walking around and moving around all day. 2 more like that. Zip your abs in a little bit deeper. Relax the shoulders. Let's change it to flex foot. Dip both heels. And then maybe you lift your hands an inch up off the mat, and maybe you lift your head, neck, and shoulders. And then maybe your legs go a little bit further towards the mat and lift. But the key is that you're not moving your pelvis. So even as the legs lift back up, the pelvis is not moving. And you're not feeling this in your low back. The muscles are working, but there's no sensation of pain there. Zip the abs in. You can see your belly pulling away from your gaze. 2 more like that. Exhale as you lift. Inhale. Exhale. Take the legs all the way down to the mat. Hands up to the sky. Roll up onto your sits bones. Sit up tall and then roll back halfway. And smile and sit up. And roll back halfway. And sit up. And halfway back and hold. Tuck your pelvis. Draw the abs in and reach your right arm above your head. And then bring it back to center. And then left arm. So moving as if it's no big deal, but you feel this all in your abs, I hope. Like you're holding a beach ball in front of you, but the shoulders relaxing from the ears. You've got this. Pull your abs even deeper and only roll back to the point where it's not going to be in your back. Let's do 1 more each way. Last one, bring the arms back to forward, go back an inch. Go back an inch, tuck your pelvis, press your low back into the mat, and then roll all the way down. Oh, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of feel my abs working there. Okay, arms by your sides. Feet are underneath, feet are a little to the front of your knees. So either gonna stabilize you down for your bridging. Make sure there's nothing underneath your neck, but make sure the heels are not all the way in towards your touch. You wanna have a little bit of space. Wide through the collarbone, tuck your pelvis and roll your hips up into your bridge. Pushing the hips high, push the knees forward, stay wide through the collarbone, and then sequentially rolling yourself all the way back down. Inhaling at the bottom, exhale, tuck your pelvis to peel your hips all the way up into your bridge. Squeeze the glutes, hug the thighs just a slight bit, and sequentially rolling down. Pay attention to what's happening in your feet as well. Press your big toe mound down, press your heel down, press your pinky toe down, but have that lightness in your arch like we talked about at the beginning of class when we were standing. Hold this one all the way up. Collarbone is wide, no tension in your upper body. And then tap your butt down to almost touch the mat and press up and squeeze the glutes. Tap down, up and squeeze. Lower, uplift. If you want, you could reach your hands up over your shoulders as if you could touch the ceiling, but keep the collarbone wide. So it's like you have that beach ball in your hands again. Squeeze. Tap down, up and squeeze the tush. Down, up, squeeze. Draw the abs in, nice long neck. Hold the hips high to the sky and tiny pulses of your hips up. Press up, up. Make sure you're holding that imaginary ball in between your thighs as well, so your legs stay parallel. Hold the hips high, draw the abs in, reach your sits bones towards your calves, and then lift your heels up high. Adjust your feet if you need to. Tap your butt down to the mat, press up, squeeze. Is your collarbone staying wide? Wherever you are, with your hands up or down, collarbone is wide, squeeze. Tap down, up, and squeeze. Hug the thighs slightly towards each other. Keep the firmness in the tush. And then we'll keep the hips high to the sky. Push the knees forward. Push the hips up 1 more inch and tiny uphold, uphold. So you just keep your booty on fire and then you squeeze a little bit harder. Squeeze, up, squeeze. Everything is super strong. Think about where the hamstring is meeting the butt, right at your thigh. You want to tighten up right there, lifting the booty off the hamstring for 5, 4, 3, collarbone wide, last one, hold it up, drop the heels, walk the feet to the outside edges of the mat. So just at the edges, not further than the mat, just at the edges. Push your sits bones towards your calves. So maybe that's gonna help put you in a better neutral. Lift your hips a little bit higher and then lift your toes. Tap your butt down, press up, squeeze. Barely let go, don't even really let go of the tension. Can you keep the tension in the glutes as you lower, as you lift? Can you keep your pelvis in neutral as well? Can you keep your abs turned on? So it's not a time for the abs to be chilling. They're never good to chill. They're always working, but maybe it's not just an ab-only focused exercise, which is all day long. Our abs are working to get us around, but we're not thinking, engage your abs, engage your abs. They're just working, and that's what we want them to do. Is we're training them to do the whole time, is doing other activities, but working. Hold this one up, tap the knees to touch, and open. The inner thigh squeeze and open. Squeeze in and out. Feel how your buns are hopefully on fire. If not, we're gonna get them there, don't worry. For 3, push the hips up higher. Hold the knees open, lift hips higher and tiny pulses up. Uphold, uphold, press. Collarbone wide, no tension in your neck or your jaw, eyes are to the ceiling. 10 more like that, little 10. For 5, breathe. 4, 3, 2, hold it up. Drop the feet, walk the feet back to hip width apart, and then bring your arms down to the mat if they're not there already. Widen the collarbone and then lift your hips a little bit higher. Feel the energy in the bum there. And we'll march the right leg into tabletop without moving the pelvis and place the foot back to the mat. March the left leg to tabletop and place it down. Right and left. 1 more each way. So we're pulling the abs in so you're not sitting into your low back. Keep the right leg in tabletop here. Kick the right leg straight out to touch the wall in front of you and pull it to tabletop. Extend straight out and pull it to tabletop. Straight out, tabletop, straight out, hold, kick it to the sky, hold it to the sky. Lift your left toes, lower the hips an inch and press up, hold. Down, up, hold. Down, up, hold. So you get that squeeze at the top. I hope your left glute feels like it's ready to be, I don't know what, but it's not happy. But it's happy because it looks good. And hold it up, hold it up, hold it up a little higher, and then place it on the mat. Recommit to your hips staying up, so keep your pelvis even, retuck your pelvis slightly to stay in neutral, and then bring your left leg to table. It kicks out straight to touch the opposite wall, get longer, and then pull it in. Get longer as you lengthen that leg. Lengthen out. This time, as you lengthen out, hold, kick it up to the sky. Lift your right toes. Small, lower the hips, pulse up, lift. Tiny down, up, hold. Down, up, hold. So you get that squeeze at the top. You get a little moment there. Also, are your ribs still staying together? Drawing your abs in for 5, 4, breathe. 3, 2, hold it up. Place that foot on the mat. Both feet are pressing down into the mat. Tuck your pelvis again slightly so you're not sinking into your lumbar spine, and little presses up. Uphold, uphold, up, squeeze, press. Final ones here. Collarbone is wide for 5, 3, 2, last one, hold it, hold it, hold it. Sequentially roll your spine down into the mat, vertebra by vertebra, all the way down through your low back, all the way down to your tailbone, And then give your knees a little hug. Rock your low back into the mat. And we'll just take a quick little hip stretch, bringing your right ankle over your left knee. Thread your hands behind the left thigh. And press your right elbow into your left, or right elbow into your right thigh as you pull your left leg closer towards you, but drop your bum into the mat. So opening up through the hip. One more breath there. And then we'll switch sides. Other leg in, crossing the ankle over the opposite knee. Thread your hands from behind the thigh. Use your left elbow into your left thigh to take that stretch. And release there, bring your legs to tabletop. Reach the hands up to the sky. Inhale, on your exhale, we're gonna reach the arms back alongside the ears, sweep the arms out to the side so they sweep right along above the floor, and then roll yourself up on your sits bones. Meet me there. And then if you want, you can grab onto the back of your thighs, roll the shoulder blades down. Actually, might as well everyone can just grab there for a moment. Lift up out of your pelvis, roll the shoulder blades down. Draw the abs in, extend your legs up to the sky, tap the toes to the floor. Lengthen up and tap it down. And then if you want, release the hands. Lift and lower. For 3, pull the abs in. 2, lift, hold. We're gonna bend the knees, come into one like a ball. So glue the heels together, turn the toes up. Fingertip touch to your ankles, tuck your chin, tuck your pelvis, roll to your shoulder blades, and roll right up and balance on your sit bones without letting your heels touch the mat. So keep this shape, you roll. As you roll, you come right back up. Stop with your abs, that's your break. And then you roll back. Turn on the break to stop at the top. 2 more like that. And then we'll go right into single leg stretch. Last one. Come up and hold, legs to table, extend the left leg long. Use your hands as a guide on your right leg. Roll yourself down till your shoulder blades touch, drop your pelvis into neutral so your abs are flat, and then switch sides, switch, and switch. Press, and press. So your leg is just going straight out from the hip socket. You're lifting from your upper abs. Draw the belly in, breathe for 3, 2, you can take a rest after this last one, or we're coming into our challenge, both legs tabletop. Hands up to the sky, sweep your arms around to roll yourself back up and hold here. Take your toes to the sky, tap them down over to the right, take the toes up to the sky, tap them over to the left. Just 2 more like that, and then we'll go into double leg stretch. 1 more like that. We go tap, lift, tabletop, roll your spine down until your shoulder blades touch. So with control, pelvis into neutral. Extend the arms and legs long away from the body. Circle the arms around and draw the legs to tabletop. Draw the belly in deep. Lift out of your pelvic floor. Inhale, find length. Exhale, circle to bring it to center. If the neck is hurting, bring your head to the mat. If it feels good, really focus on lifting from your upper abs. As your arms reach backwards, make sure your shoulders aren't dropping. And your legs lengthen out of your pelvis. For 3, we'll have a break after this one. 2, breathe. Last one. Hug it all the way in and relax it down. Just take a moment there. Let your head rock side to side. We'll come into single straight leg stretch, which there will be a challenge on the end of that one. So legs to table and bring your hands up to the sky. Lengthen your legs up to the sky, float the head, neck, and shoulders up. Extend your left leg long, grab gently behind the right thigh. Give a little double pull, scissor the legs, pull, pull. Scissor. Exhale as they switch, inhale at the top. Inhale, double pulse in. Exhale as they scissor, inhale at the top. So each time it's up, it's a little inhale, scissor. You can also grab onto the back of the ankle, just not on the back of the knee. So wherever feels best. For 3, breathe. 2, 1 more each way. We'll meet back with the right leg up, left leg extended. Draw the abs in, walk your hands up the back of your leg. Take a little hold here. Walk your hands down the leg. So you're climbing up your tree 2 more times. Lift and lower. Maybe it's not all about the hands. Maybe you take the hands off and you just lift up. Hold it here. Catch the left hand to the outside of the right leg. lift and lengthen. Right hand, twist back. Look at your fingertips as they reach to the back towards the mat, and then tap it back in. Twist and back in. You rotate your spine, twist, and back to center, switch legs. Left leg is up. Walk yourself all the way down. We roll all the way up, and all the way down. 2 more, all the way up, and all the way down. We meet at the top. Hold, right hand to the outside of the left ankle. Twist your body around. Look to your back fingertips and center. Slide shoulders with the ears. Twist and back to center. Your right leg could be on the mat or it's floating. Whatever is best for you. Hold, bring your other leg up. Separate the legs as wide as the pelvis. Slide the shoulder blades down, draw the abs in. We're gonna roll back to your shoulder blades and then come right back up to balance from open leg rocker. 2 more like that. Roll, come up and balance. 1 more time. Roll, up, balance, hold legs together. Hands behind the head. Control as you roll down. Vertebra by vertebra by vertebra. Hold as you find your way back into neutral. Glue the heels from the toes apart. Squish your thighs together. Inhale to lengthen your legs a little bit away from you. Exhale to drag them up. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to lift. 3 more like that. Inhale. Up out of your pelvic floor as you lift. 2. And lift. 1 more. You lift and hold. Hug it all the way and relax. Head rock side to side. Legs to table. Excuse me. Hands behind the head. Elbows wide. We lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Extend the left leg long. Twist for your left shoulder towards the right knee. And rotate back to center. Up and over, twist. And center. So you want your pelvis to stay still. Your bottom rib comes towards your opposite hip. Elbows stay wide. You have the line between your chin and your chest. Up over, twist, really wringing out the obliques, bringing out that midsection, but keep your elbows wide. So there's a lot of opening in the collarbone, as if you're doing this with some amazing necklace on. So it's this huge necklace that you want to showcase. So you're not going to close your collarbone in. You're going to keep it wide as you twist up and over. 1 more each way. Twist. Exhale. Twist. Bring it back to center. Hug the knees in and relax. Take a long stretch here. Arms and legs lengthen away from the body. So we have a lot more to do in not a lot of time. What's your preference? Should we start with booty work on our side, booty work, or arms and weights? Booty work.
Go for arms and weights.
Okay.
On fire.
Okay, roll all the way up. Let's actually take 1 weight with you and roll onto your left side. So we're gonna try to get all of it in, but we're gonna just see where we're at. So come all the way down. We're gonna rest our head either on your arm or on your hand. Take your top arm up to the sky, bring your legs 1 little inch forward. So you're on your balance beam. Lift your top leg, flex the foot. Sweep the leg forward, point your feet back. Now, if this feels crazy and unstable, because you really want to make sure pelvis is staying still, you could bring the weight down. You don't have to have the hand up, but if you want that, just because we want to start to get a little bit of weight action going. 2, and last 1. Return the leg to center, spiral the thigh open. And little tiny circles here, stirring it around, get longer out of your hip. And then reverse. We're gonna hold the leg right there. We're gonna just take the arm down to tap the leg and take it back up to the sky. Moving from your lap. The leg is balancing, and if you want, you can even bring the bottom leg up to balance. 2 more like that. Last 1, bring the arm back up to the sky, lower the bottom leg, spiral the top thigh open, lift the top leg up towards the weight, flex the foot to bring the leg down. Top leg up, flex to bring it down. Lift, flex and pull. 3. The next one stays up to the sky, hold, flex the foot, let the leg come forward to almost touch towards the floor and then lift right back up. Forward, and lift. For 3, breathe. 2, hold it forward, hold. Bring the arm forward and take the arm to the sky. The leg is holding. Forward and lift. Draw the abs in. One more, take the arm up to the sky, sweep the leg back to meet the bottom leg, bend both knees to 45 degrees, angle the ankles up. You're gonna open the top knee and close. Open and close. So in your clamshell, you could also do this with your bottom leg on the floor. If you're not feeling stable, which we've already taken away the arm, so there's a lot of extra ab action happening here. Squeeze the heels. And then hold the top leg up, pulse up, up. For 5. Last one, turn the top knee down. You're gonna extend the top leg out, squeeze the glute in, extend. Take that arm, the arm and leg are gonna go away from the body and then they're gonna come back in. So the arm just goes overhead and in. You guys are gonna remind me because you know I'm making this up as we go. So I could get both together. And then bring it all the way back in, lower everything back down. And that's come up onto your bottom forearm. Bring the legs an inch forward, or 2 inches forward to the front edge of the mat. Lift and lengthen. And now we're gonna lean back on that left booty cheek and then take the legs up to the weight, take the arm back, take the legs back, and then sweep up. So everything opens, everything lifts. 3, 2, and last one, hold everything up, pull the knees into the chin and extend, and in, extend, one more, extend, lower the legs and roll yourself to the other side. We might get arms in quick too, so hoping, but we'll at least have that, this option as well. So stacking your body again, on your balance, so make sure you're laying on your right side or whatever side you did not do. Arm up to the sky, the legs are 1 inch in front of the body, send the shoulder away from the ear, lift the top leg, flex the foot. Sweep the leg forward and point and sweep it back. Slide the top shoulder away from the ear. Forward and back. Flex, breathe. Sliding the shoulder away from your ear so there's no tension in your upper body. And last one, bring it back to center, hold. Get the leg longer out of your hip. Get that top waistline long, point the toes and little circles here. Breathe, pulling that waistline in, and then reverse. And hold there, bring the top arm out, down to touch, the palm touches the hand, or touches the leg, lower and lift. So you're moving from your lat with control, not just swinging your arm around, but really press and reach, and press and reach. Last one, the arm stays to the sky, spiral the thigh open, kick the leg up to the weight, flex and pull. Lift, flex and pull. So the leg has a spiral open to give you the mobility. Hold the leg up to the sky, flex the foot, sweep the leg forward to come in line with the hip and sweep it back up to the sky. Long straight leg, it comes forward, push your heel forward, push your butt back, and lift. 3 more like that. Breathe. 2. Last one, hold the leg forward, the arm sweeps forward, right in line with the shoulder, and lift. The leg is now I don't want to say it's relaxing, this is definitely not relaxing, it's just staying there. Your abs are working like crazy, 2. Last one, take the arm back up, sweep the leg back, and into your clamshells. Push your top hip away, draw the abs in, angle your ankles up, squeeze your heels together, open and close, and open and close. Sorry, I really need some water, guys. Squeeze, squeeze. Heels are super glued together, so the feet never come apart. You open, squeeze the booty. Heels are in line with your tailbone. Hold the next one open and tiny pulses up. Try to get more length between your rib and your hip, so your waistline is extra long, and that's gonna help keep your pelvis in its correct alignment. Now the knee comes down, kick out. Knee comes down, kick out. As the leg kicks out, the arm goes back. back to center. It goes back over the head and center. 3, 2, last one. Bring it in, take the legs all the way out, bring yourself up onto your bottom forearm. Leaning back onto that right booty cheek. Lift up out of your bottom forearm. Wide collarbone, and then super glue the legs together as the legs lift up to the weight. The arm goes back as the legs lower. We will lift. For 3, breathe. 2, hold it up, and then knees come in, extend, and in, extend, and in, extend the legs out, come all the way up to sit, grab your other weight real quick, and then we're gonna go right into our plank. So we're just plowing through. Roll the shoulder blades down, draw the abs in, roll back halfway, push the weights away from you, and roll up to sit. Halfway back, C-curve the spine, up to sit. Halfway back and hold. Slide the shoulder blades down, bicep curls here. Bend and extend. Long arms, draw the abs in, shoulders drop, soften the quads. So Neil, right after our little quick arm series, just FYI, we'll go right into our story. Our plank, I should say our plank with our story. Holding it all the way out, turn the palms towards each other, bend the right elbow, extend, bend left. Can you pull your abs a little bit deeper into your spine? Maybe you roll back a little bit further, but if that goes into your back, don't roll back as far. Is it all in your legs? Then sit up a little bit higher. Last one, turn the palms together, slide the shoulder blades down, hinge the arms open, and hug around a big balloon. Inhale and exhale. Lift your elbows a little bit higher than your wrists, but lower than your shoulders. And your shoulders drop away from your ears. The next one will stay open and small pulse up. Up. Lift your elbows a little bit higher than your wrists. You got a micro bend in your elbow, and then flip your palms to the back, pinkies up. Pushing your pinkies up to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold, sit up tall, send the weights behind you, shift your body slightly forward and push the weights together, wide through the collarbone. So maybe it's a bend in the knee slightly to help get your body long, but it's not rounded or slumped forward. It's pulling up out of your pelvis and just shifting your body forward. Hold, flip the palms to the sky, lift up higher, tap the weights together. This is your last thing here, and then we're coming into our plank. Press in. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, place the weights to the side, flip your legs around, and bring your hands underneath you. If you're having any wrist issues, you'll meet on your forearms. Draw the abs in, slide the shoulder blades away from your ears. Very strong, take your right leg, step it out, pull your abs in, square your hips, step your left leg out, and we're in our plank in Neil's telling us our story. Pull the abs in. Neil.
My mom and I tried to reconcile what my dad told us with what we saw. It exhausted him just to watch TV, and now there was a swelling in his neck and a rattle to his voice. We finally staged an intervention with me as the bad cop. I told my dad that he owed it to us to get help, that I'd call his doctor in the morning to make an appointment if he promised to go. Grudgingly, he agreed. In 26 years, he never missed a shift at work. We went to bed feeling relieved that we finally gained some control. Next morning, however, I came downstairs and found him dressed for work. But Dad, you promised. No, sweetie, but right now I feel fine. My parents had raised us to handle our own business, which meant now I had to trust him to handle his. 3, 2, 1.
Downward dog. And you can run the knees out here. Sakita, I know if you haven't already dipped out, I can't see that you have to leave. And then pressing both heels back, take a big inhale and exhale there. And then keep the hands where they are. Let's just march the feet slowly forward to the hands. And if you need to lift the hands off the mat to accommodate the legs, that's fine, or micro bend those knees. And just hang out there in your forward fold for a second and just let everything go. Big inhales and exhales. That little micro bend of the knee will help give a little release. Let your body just sway side to side, get seaweed flowing through the ocean. And bring it back to center. See that the feet are hip width apart as we started class, grounding through the feet, big toe mound down, heel down, pinky toe down, and find that lightness in your arch to slowly start to roll your spine up, using your abs to restack to longer, taller, and stronger than before class. Head being the last thing that lifts, rolling your shoulders away from your ears, standing up tall. Take a nice big inhale up. And exhale one more time, big inhale up. And exhale, Pilates Hotties, merci beaucoup. Thank you for coming to class today. Z, I'm so glad you tuned in from Barbados.
It was great.
Thanks.